Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. So today we're doing something different. This the picture is a rectangle, not a circle. So you're going to have to vote. My name is DK Jonah, and you're welcome to the DIY branding content creation series. I've just called it the Simple Content Creation Series, and I am your host DK Jonah. Today we'll be talking about creating for your audience. We introduced this last week and we'll be going into much more details today. So, what do I want you to do for me? I would like to know how you want the me to appear on the screen. So someone said, "Oh, DK, the circle. I'm not too sure if I like it." So I said, "Let's put it up to a vote before we get started today." So take a screenshot if you're watching now. Let me know if you're watching. Say hello so we can know what is going on. And we're going to change it to the circle when it's 3:05. Today we started an hour earlier because at 5 p.m. I have another interview with the Mosable podcast, and it'd be great if you can join us on Facebook with the Mosable. I'll put a link in the description bar so everyone can have access to it. But basically, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today and welcome to Simple Content Creation Series. Hi, BC. So, BC is here. BC, so I've done the square today. You guys said you preferred did you want the circle? So, since you're the first, alrighty, nice of you to join us today. Thank you so much, girls. Thank you. So, which one do you ladies prefer? Do you prefer the circle or the square or the rectangle? I prefer the circle, and I think I want to go back to the circle because it takes less space and you get to see the slides properly, but you just see a little bit of me, and I like putting it at the top left. So let me know your thoughts. Which do you prefer? Do you like the circle, or do you want me to go back to the square or rectangle? Personally, I think the circle is great. And if you're wondering what I'm referring to, I'm referring to the way I appear on the screen because, first of all, you're seeing my slides and my beautiful smile over there. But to make it a bit interactive and not make it seem like you're just talking to the slides, I decided to show my face a bit. And I usually put it on the top left. So we're going to have you ladies or everyone joining to contribute because it's a live show. We'll have questions and answers at the end of today. And I think I will stick with the circle for now till you vote. Now, for some ground, I won't really call them rules. It's a conversation, so we would love to hear from you. If you want to ask a question, you start with the word question, then ask your question. If it's a comment, you just put the word comment, then put your comment over there. And I will be able to see your comment or see your question and respond to it. We have an hour like every other week. I will stop at exactly 4 p.m. today. But next week we'll be back to our 4 p.m. start. Or if you prefer this time, let me know. But as I said, it's about to become a bit more interactive and we want you ladies and gentlemen to participate. So don't forget, take a screenshot now because I love this page. This is my favorite page. So you can take your screenshots so you can share on social media, tag anyone you think should be on this call, tag anyone you think will benefit from it. Send a message on WhatsApp, send a message on Facebook. Let's get more people to participate and join us on this wonderful experience of creating content for our audience. Now, one question I get asked all the time is what should I post? And I felt that I think it's a mindset issue when it comes to content creation. So when we say fill your Missy likes the circle. Thumbs up for the circle. All right. When we say fill your audience avatar, some people wonder, why are you telling me to fill my circle top left? Circle wins then. So people wonder, why are you telling me to fill my audience avatar? Why do I need to perfect so you can see the slides? Why do I need to understand who my audience are? And it doesn't matter, I'm just posting on Instagram or I'm posting on Facebook or it's just a social media post. And that's not necessarily true because your brand wasn't created for you. It was created for your audience, for the people that you want to reach out to, the people that you want to pay. If it was just for you, it could be a private diary or a blog or whatever you're doing, and you do not care what interaction you're getting with people. But you're creating your brand because you want people to connect with you. So why do you need to create for your audience? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So this is what the topics for discussion will be: your audience, why it's important, who they are, what they want, and where you help them. Then, as usual, I will give a task, and I want you all to take this task very, very serious, because even if you've started creating content already, still go back and have a sit down and do this task for yourself. The tasks are quite simple, in my opinion, and some people have already done it. If you joined us last week, because we talked about your audience brand connection, but people felt they needed more information on the audience. So I'll be talking about having the right mindset when it comes to creating for your audience. Then we'll go over the task again. And if anyone has filled their task and they're willing to volunteer themselves, we could discuss your own answer and see how people can connect and understand why it's important to create for your audience. Now, your audience are the people you're creating for. They are your target market. They are the people that will buy from you. They are the people that you are trying to solve a problem for. That's who they are. If you think about it, in a crowd, a show is created for a specific audience. A show is created for a specific audience. So, for example, the audience for Game of Thrones is totally different from the audience of what will I say, Paw Patrol. I know there are words and opposite, but one is a children's show or a toddler's show, and the other is for adults. So the person writing the script understands that this show was created for a specific person. So the words, the language, the cartoons, the drawings, every single thing will be tailored towards them. Okay, let's make it a bit more specific. Let's use two cartoons, for example. The writers of The Simpsons are creating for The Simpsons. The writers for Paw Patrol or Teletubbies are creating for their audience. The language they use, the jokes they tell, the lessons you learn will be completely different from both audiences. Okay, let's take it a little bit deeper. When you look at Orrid Henry and Bart Simpson, there are similarities in their shows. Both have naughty boys. Orrid Henry is always gets into trouble. Bart Simpson always looks for trouble where it is and finds it. But Bart's father plays a more prominent role. Orrid Henry's father plays an important role. I know I'm talking about cartoons, but what you have to understand is, since the target audience is different, the language used, the drawings, every single thing used, the soundtrack will be suited for the specific audience. You want to create content for your audience that does the following things: content that is problem solving, building relationship, and you want to market to them. So create a service that will solve a problem or improve the lives of your audience. We talked about this last week, and we will talk about more details this week. And this is what I mean. If I am creating a diaper bag for parents to be able to make it a bit more fashionable, because we have more moms going back to work and picking up their kids, I will create a diaper bag that is fashionable, that will solve a specific problem. I will think about fashion and functionality. That's the kind of diaper bag I will create. So I have solved a problem. I've created a functional diaper bag for moms that they can carry out without feeling, oh, this is just for a child. That is a problem I have solved. Now, relationship building. I want to create content or create a product that will solve or build a relationship with people. I want to make them to know me, like me, and trust me. The know, like, trust factor is something we talk about all the time, but it's essential because it's what makes people loyal to you. If you think about the fact that people buy from brands that they trust. Think about it. If a brand you trust does something wrong, you find out that they were involved in something that you're not in support of, you are most likely to withdraw your support from them. What you want to do as an individual in this generation that is trying to connect with your audience, not necessarily to even get them to buy products from you, but for already maybe for them to see your research and see the importance of antibiotics, for them to support your what you're working on. For BC, it will probably be for them to understand, oh, there's an income generator cost, but I'm not just trying to collect money from you. You're going to make money at the end of the day. That is where you are building that relationship. You're not just coming to them being very salesy, as most people are, but you're thinking about how can I make this person understand that I know you so well that I'm willing to build a relationship with you. But you can't build this relationship if you do not know them. And that's where we'll be talking about knowing them. Then we're talking about marketing in this generation. And I put up this post recently. I said traditional marketing talks at people, content marketing talks with them. What we are doing now is having a conversation with people. We're not just talking at them and telling them ABC is good for you, full stop. We're getting feedback. We're getting them using the products and telling us how it feels. We're getting to see them and understand the changes that they need to be made. We're even creating products that will suit their needs. Someone can just say, it's just a diaper bag company can just say, it's just a diaper bag. Everybody should just carry it. You have children. But a good brand will think about marketing it to suit the fashionable mothers that will ensure that they will buy the product at the end of the day. I forgot to ask, how is the audio? Please let me know if the audio is great. I forgot to ask that. All right. Thumbs up if the audio is great. So what you want to do is this. You want to also, we've talked about building a relationship and marketing. You also want to create content that reaches your audience's audience. Now, for example, if I am to use a couple of people that I know that I will regard as my target market or my audience, I will say Bisi and Falakemi could fall under my target market, but they also have an audience. So what I have created is a product that doesn't just reach them, but also reaches their audience, so that I am connecting with them and they are becoming loyalists that are speaking about my product to their own audience. So don't just think about, oh, if I get this person, that's it, I'm happy, I move on to the next person. Think about how they can be loyal salesmen for you. Yes, salesmen do exist. I know the salesy word is not one that I use often, but it's one that I'm beginning to embrace. So it's like creating something not just for your audience, but for your audience. Now we're getting to the audience persona, and we will go step by step. We'll choose a product and then we'll fill this together so we can understand why it's important to create for your audience and define who they are. I've given a rough example by using Bart Simpson's show, The Simpsons, and Orid Henry. But now we have to think about who are the people receiving this show, who are the people these shows are created for. And that's where the audience profile comes in. The audience persona profile to me is very important. And like I said, I will use Olabisi or Folakemi as one of my target audiences. I will just say A or B. So you can just let me know who you want me to use. Do you want me to use Ola? I think I know you people to a large extent, so I'll be able to answer some of the questions. And then the ones I get wrong, then you can let me know. Why I want us to fill this form together is so when you go back, you are able to fill it yourself and understand the importance of creating this profile. Now, this audience avatar will make you create the right content. If, for example, Orde's target audience is the ministries, the way she's going to create her content will be different from the way she will create it if she's trying to target families and doctors to understand the importance of antibiotics. So it's two different target audiences, but the same message. You have a message, but you're not speaking to everybody. You're speaking to specific people with the product, service, paper, publication, or whatever you are doing. The way you're speaking to an academic crowd will be different from the way you speak to the everyday man, because the everyday man has to comprehend it. For example, when you are talking about educating people on antibiotics and you want to educate the common man, the terminologies you use, the examples you give, the reasons you give for um using antibiotics properly will be different from the reasons you will give for a defense proposal. Understanding this simple thing makes it possible for you to communicate in the right way. You want a situation where when you talk to the common man about antibiotics, for instance, the person says, wow, this message was created for me. The person understands it instantly and is like, oh, I now see why I've been abusing medication. I will stop self medicating or something like that. Because you've identified the problem in the target audience um circle, you are able to create something that will solve that problem. So now I'm going to give my okay, who was the last person to comment? Folakemi was the last person to comment, so she's going to be our guinea pig for today. So let's go there. I said it's a personal name and job title. Folakemi is but like, what we call your job title? I will call you an architect, but I'll call you a vision board expert. But I know you refer to yourself as something else because there's a way I will define who you are, and there's a way you define who you are, and that you have to understand the difference. When I describe my audience to myself, is different from when I am searching for them because I've said, oh, she's a DIY entrepreneur. That's what I call her. She's not she and BC are DIY entrepreneurs that do everything themselves. But I'm not going to search for DIY entrepreneur because that's not what she may refer to herself as. She refers to herself as something specific. So you have to get that specific job title and the way the person refers to themselves, or else you are not going to be able to create for that person or even find out where that person is. When you look at their hobbies and interests, you think, are they adventurers? Are they people that will like traveling? Are they people that are willing to invest in personal development? Are they people that are going to invest in further learning? Or are they people that have said after uni, no more book for me. All I want to do is party after party. You have to understand their hobbies and interests. And even if there are people that are very academic inclined, are they people that are willing to let go and have fun sometimes? Are they people fantastic. So Falakemi has given us our own. So we're going to fill that architect and vision clarity expert. So let's, by show of hands, do you people want us to fill this or should we just have a conversation and then you can fill it later? I will let you decide. But yes, so she's a vision clarity expert. Our hobbies and interests could be different. Understanding our hobbies and interests will make me create what she wants. Will make me understand that this is what she will spend her money on. Let's go to our values. I like taking online tests and personality tests. Okay, thank you already. Um, I like taking personality tests and all this. I don't know why. I just love it. So I took one yesterday and they asked a few questions and I will answer those questions on behalf of Folakemi. One of the questions that made me laugh was that if you knew that receiving a bribe, no one will know, will you take that bribe? And I was like, personally, I won't. But answering for Folakemi, she won't. If she knew that as an architect, cutting corners in her drawing, no one is going to find out and it will not affect anything, will she do it? No, because she has integrity. So I understand her values. I understand what she will do. I understand that she's not willing to cut corners just to get a job done, but is willing to listen to her client's brief and then create what they need and not what she thinks they need. I understand that she's not going to sell something to someone that the person doesn't need, that just because, oh, I create vision boards, you must create a physical vision board now. She has even differentiated for people what a goal board is, what a vision board is. So she what an execution board is. She has done that specifically. So she's not just taking money from people and then creating something that they don't even need and they may not end up using. So she wants her clients not just to be satisfied, but she wants them to be fulfilled and gain clarity. So our values have to do with integrity. So our word is our bond. That's how I am describing my clients. Now, if I understand that, I will be able to answer more questions about her. I will know what to present to her because I've worked with some people that I know that are willing to cut corners. I can't. We're working with Folakemi, for instance, and tell her, oh, I think I need you to buy a Instagram page with 10,000 followers. That's not the value she wants. And somebody that wants that, that says, I want to get to 10,000 followers in 2 weeks or 2 months. That's the commitment I want from you before I pay you for your service. If somebody comes to me like that, that's not the client I want to satisfy. So I will be able to tell that person from the beginning, no. So defining your audience makes you determine who you work with so that the content you create is tailored towards that person that has those values that you believe they would hold. They are not going to compromise on their faith. They're not going to compromise just because every other person is compromising. Because someone could tell me, oh, every other person is buying followers. I don't buy followers. I do not encourage anyone to buy followers. So if you're thinking of buying followers, then we are not going to work together. If eventually you buy followers and you decide to lie to me and I just see that your followers have grown overnight, then we're not going to work together, because I have done something with someone. We did an hour strategy call, which thank God they paid for. And by the next morning, their numbers had gone up to 3,000. And that day we had the call, the first thing I told them was, if you buy followers, we are not going to work together. That's just the truth, unless you start a new account. So that happened, and I ended up not working with them. And even if they do come back, I will still not work with them unless we're starting a new page from scratch. Understanding the value of your audience is essential to the growth of your brand and the content you create. Common concerns that prevents them from converting. What common concerns can prevent Folakemi from converting? I can even say something. Folakemi is booked and busy. She doesn't want something. She is very busy. She has already planned her life. So if I'm creating a product, it will be something that will improve what she's already working on, that will make her gain clarity and see certain things in a certain way. It won't be something that will just bamboozle her and make me feel, oh, I don't, how will I put it? I will have to create something that my audience, my clients needs. I have to understand what will prevent them from converting. Another thing that could prevent her from converting is past experiences. She may have worked with a coach or with a strategist that made her feel like, you're doing the wrong thing. This is what you should be doing. I know what you should be doing. Our words were not taken seriously. So if I want to work with her, I understand that she has this concern already. So in order to convert her, I have to make her understand that I see you, I feel your pain, I understand what you're trying to do. My job is just to help you put it in a certain way. It is still your ideas, your concepts. I will give my opinion and my direction, but you are the brand. I am not the brand. So if that's the way she wants to work, then she would work with me. What will she expect from my services? She would expect me to deliver quality services. She will expect me to be prompt. She will expect me to put her needs first. So understanding what she will expect will determine the content I will create. She is someone that is passionate about value. So when I'm talking about content before I convert her, I was talking about value added content, building community, building corporations. That is because I understand her. Then you go to our demographics, you should understand our age, our level of education. Like I said, I'm using an example of an audience based on people that are in the group. Then is she somebody that will be on Bella Niger or Instablog Niger? Okay, already I will get to your question in a bit. Is she someone that will be on Bella Niger or Instablog Niger? What social media platform is she on? Folakemi is on Instagram. Um Folakemi may go to Bella Niger for certain things, but I know that Folakemi will, there are some pages that she will visit and she will stay there, like Marifolio's page. Those are the people that I know that will be drawn to us. And I can see certain pages and I send to her, I'm like, this is your person. You would like this person. So doing that also makes it possible for you to create content that will suit her. Understanding the blogs they read, understanding the magazines they read. Will she be a Vogue girl? What architectural magazines will she be reading? When it comes to stationaries, what brands is she drawn to? What kind of books will she read? Understanding all these things will help you create better content for your audience. Now, our this question is, what about Facebook ads to reach an audience that could follow one's page? Yes, you could create a Facebook ad to reach an audience. But if you've specified who that person is specifically, you could add these keywords into your when you are creating your ad. So your ad is created to suit your audience. It's created to go to those specific people. So you can say people within the age of 25 to 60, but that's broad. When you narrow your focus, you broaden your audience. So now you know she likes, for example, if I say, oh, what kind of someone that is someone that lives in Lagos, that is just location. If I say 25 to 60 living in Lagos and person is not interested in branding, then there's nothing. Someone that searches for marketing, okay, that person is interested in this. So answering these questions and knowing your audience enables you target your advert. And even if you decide to go and advertise on certain platforms, it also makes you know the platforms that you should go to. So for example, already as a PhD holder and you want to do your research, you know the kind of blogs that people read. If you want to get featured in Bella Niger, for example, and have a column with them specifically, that's a form of advertising. You may not see it, but that's you putting yourself out there. If you know your audience are going to read Bella Niger, you can decide to contribute a column to them, and that is you advertising yourself. So yes, there are paid adverts that we could do through Facebook, but we can be more specific and meet our audience where they are, because we've gone to the pages that they are on. Think about it. When the Super Bowl adverts are very expensive and very quick, everybody looks forward to the Super Bowl ads because they understand that a certain audience are watching and they have their attention at that point in time. So think about it. Where is the attention and how can you gain that attention? That's where you will find how to create your ads. So your ads could be paid ads on Facebook or Instagram, but it could also be paid features on certain blogs and pages. That's why you have to do PR. PR will now link you up to these blogs and pages that you can go on, or if you know that, okay, for example, I watch Wendy Williams a lot. If I know that my audience watch Wendy a lot, I would like to go and be a guest on Wendy. That's an advert. Or I would like to, if I used to watch New Dawn. I don't really know the shows in Nigeria, and I'm not really a UK show girl. But Loose Women, if I know that my target audience are watching Loose Women or This Morning, I will go on that show and give expert advice. That is what I will do. So ads can help you, but looking at all these other platforms that you can be is a bit more specific for getting your audience. If I Fantastic. So okay, so if we've answered this other question, how would they describe themselves? Folakemi has already described herself for us. Goals and aspirations, what do they want to do? My wonderful Folakemi wants to do Vision Board Africa. She wants to be known as a vision clarity expert, not just vision boards. She wants people to understand that having visions is more than the board, but implementing it is not just having a board and stopping there, but you're going a bit further to implement what you've put on your board and execute what you've put on your board. Understanding our goals and aspirations, she wants to write a book. She wants to create vision board accessories that are cute and vision board accessories that our audience will like to use. So understanding all our goals and aspiration will determine the content that I create. Content, I think sometimes we see content only as posts. Content can be your podcast, it can be your Facebook Live, it can be your newsletter, it could be even what you publish on other platforms. That is your content. It could be the course that you create, it could be the product, what leads to the product idea. All that is what comes out of your brand. Simply see content as what comes out of your brand. I think I will create. So I can let me write that. Content is what comes out of your brand. So you trust me, I'm going to create something with that tonight. All right, awesome. Then their pains and challenges. What problems do they have? What challenges do they face? What are they going through that we need to help them with? So if I know what problem Folakemi has as my target audience, then I know what to create for her. If one of our problems is getting people to sign up for our course or getting people to execute their boards, and then it's trying to encourage her to change their mindset. So I'm speaking to her about mindset. if I understand that the problem she has, and we'll go to problems and solutions, and she can give us a problem, we'll come up with solutions. So for Lakemi, you could help us out in this stage. What problems are you trying to solve, and needs are you looking at, so that we can um fantastic, Timea, you welcome on board. We can create content from it, because I gave my example, but it's good to give your example. So then I will now, this is your brand. It's not your mission statement or your vision statement, but this is a good content statement to have, is what I'm calling it. I said, insert your brand, create content to help and inform a certain demographic so they can insert action better. So I will say, and I want everybody to write theirs, please. Everyone should write what this means to them. I'm going to leave it on the screen for a while. I would like everybody to take a screenshot. But before you take a screenshot, let me pause. Take a screenshot in 2, 3, 1. Okay, without glasses. Okay, I'm giving you another opportunity to take your screenshot. Take your screenshot and share this on social media. 2, 3, go. Awesome, fantastic. We're making progress. So now I will say mine. DK Jonah creates content to help and inform DIY entrepreneurs so that they can create better content for their audience. Simple. I can say Folakemi Odeshola creates content to help. She has to have a specific demographic. So I can say DK Jonah creates content to help and inform virtual assistants, because Timei is one of my virtual assistants. I have virtual assistants that I train so that they can create better content for their audience, or create better social media strategies or brand strategies, or you can create better brand strategies better. You have to know what you do. What is your content statement? Insert your name, insert the demographic, insert the action. What action do I want them to take? What do I want them to execute? So she can create better value added content. She can, whatever actions I want them to take, I have to write it. It's best you know this. Now, I think I'm going to pause here for a few seconds and see what everyone else is doing. So you could just write yours in the comment section, and then I will go around and read it. So if I could. So Folakemi helps growth conscious and driven people discover clarity and execute their dreams for life and business. Fantastic. So that's what you do. That's a mouthful, but you are amazing. All right, so since she has told us what she does, let's see how we can get this done. So Folakemi creates content that would help growth conscious. Will they search for growth conscious? So if they're searching for you, if they're searching for themselves or something that could help them, will they search for growth conscious? I think driven people will also, let's just say we'll clarify that, and driven people, so they can clarify and execute their dreams. Their dreams for life and business better. Fantastic. Okay, who else wants to go? So this is your content statement. Folakemi creates content. Okay. So I wrote Folakemi creates content that will help growth conscious and driven people so they can clarify and execute for life and business better. I think I should have said life and business better, but that's what she does. Now that she knows what she does and you have a vision statement, I mean a content statement, Always have that at the back of your mind when you are creating content. Will this help my audience create better decisions for their life? Because if they are going to execute certain things, you have to work on their mindset. Hey, maybe you have to work on their mindset, changing their mindset and transforming their mindset. You have to work on making them make the right decision so they are more productive. So, okay, my soapbox already is that's what MYSB is. I'm going to add it to the screen. So she said, my soapbox informs families in Nigeria about the dangers of antibiotic misuse and gives them the necessary tools necessary to reduce the spread of infection. Perfect. Amazing. So when you're creating content for my soapbox page, you're thinking, okay, this is about antibiotics, but it's also about a way of life. It's also about making them understand that what they are doing, decisions they make every day is going to influence them negatively or positively. Self medication is a mistake that they make. Okay, how can they even prevent falling sick so that they don't even need to take this medication? So they have to be health conscious. How do you create these health conscious people? But the content you are creating will make them more health conscious, will make them pay attention to their bodies, understanding that their bodies need to be taken care of. So, yes, we are talking about antibiotics. It's just one aspect. But if you're hammering antibiotics all the time and dangers of misuse of antibiotics, Nigerians don't only misuse antibiotics. Nigerian family, and it starts in the family. Nigerian families do not only misuse antibiotics, they misuse so many other medicines and other things. So how do we get them to stop, to have that positive mindset? Yes, we can do outreach. Yes, we can go into Facebook groups and talk to people about this. Yes, we can do all these things. But the concept, but then they need to have a base that they come back to. So what base are you bringing them back to that will make them see other things that they can do to prevent themselves from falling sick, and what they are sick, what the right procedure should be? And some of them, they just, how do you make them to stop sharing medication? Oh, because XYZ worked for me once when I had malaria. I had a fever and tummy pain. It was malaria. Okay, I will give that to my child when they are sick. Self medication, understanding that you're educating them on not transferring medication to each other, and to know the questions to ask when they go to hospital. Oh, why are you giving me this medication? Making them research medication when it's been given to them. Directing them to the proper websites to go to for information. So now you are educating them, not just by making them feel guilty about antibiotics, because they could say, oh, I won't misuse antibiotics again, but I could misuse other medication. So understanding your audience are people that need to be enlightened and educated helps you create better content. What's next? If I've been able to answer yours, please let me know if I got it. I help interior designers generate consistent income. Okay, so Olabisi helps interior designers. Specific, fantastic. But we have to get to what demographics of interior designers later so that they can generate consistent income. Wonderful. So then your page will be talking about income generation. Your page will be talking about budgeting and managing and knowing your numbers. Your page will be talking about understanding that you're running a business, separating your business account from your personal account. So because you can generate income and the money can go if you do not properly budget. So you're not just talking to them about making that income, making and sustaining that income, investing back in their business. All that type of content can be created by you. All right, I think I've gotten to everybody. Oh, me, you, and the super bugs. I made a mistake with all of this. I thought it was my soapbox. All right, me, you, and the super bugs. I like that. That's quite cute. Let me put that on the screen. So if you want to find out about antibiotics and more, just DM already. She does the me, you, and the super bugs stuff that enlightens people, and I love what she does with that. So, why am I saying you need to be specific about your audience? I'm saying you need to be specific about your audience because rather than trying to prove the skeptics wrong, it makes a lot more sense to delight the true believers. They deserve it. After all, they are the ones that are going to spread the word for you. Because holiday, you cannot change all families, but you start with one family and then you move the to other families. You start with one and then move to others. Um, Timei said, I encourage young ladies to love their natural hair and skin and also show them ways to carefully manage their hair and skin the right way. Fantastic. So, Timei, having understood what she does, will be able to say, so we go back to your content statement. Natural Nyota creates content to help and inform natural ladies to make them love their hair and skin and take care of their hair better, because it's about loving it and taking care of it. We don't just teach them to love their hair. We teach them how to take care of it. So taking care of it will now involve the products we tell them to use and not to use. What we talk to them about washing your hair properly, detangling, and all the little things that we need to know about natural hair. So it's fantastic like that when we put it that way. It makes it a lot easier. So don't try and impress the antibiotics skeptics. You have your own on the audience. Focus on your people. Focus on your people. Don't move to the left or the right. Stay focused on your people and you will be able to make that impact that you need. And we've come to the task. So, and we're going to all do this task again. This is something that I always tell people to do, and it's about identifying certain things that you need to know that your audience are going through. Now, one struggle my own audience have is what to post online. So what I do most of the time is create solutions about, okay, this is what I think you should post. Like I said, this is a task that I've given a lot of times, but it's always good to take it over and over and over again. Don't get tired of taking it, because the more times you do it, you may identify problems you did not see before and find more solutions that are a lot better for your audience. So think about doing it again, even if you've done it before. So I said, identify four problems and four solutions for your target market. If you can't think about problems, answer four questions your target audience would ask. So now one of the problems so what you're going to do is you identify four and then four solutions for each problem. So that gives you 4 months worth of content, because you have one pillar content for each week. Now, a pillar content is a main content that you draw little contents from. So my focus could be I didn't write the four problems, but I want you to write more. I took only one problem. You people should write more than one problem. And if you have your problem that you think your audience are facing, you can let me know and we'll come up with 4 topics on the spot. That's my bonus for you people for attending. So I have talked about my own problem. If anybody wants to give a problem their target audience go through, that's fine. But before you do that, I will talk about mine. Mine, think about, oh, what do I post on Instagram? I don't know what to post. What should I post? What will people like? And I tell them first, okay, before determining what you post, you need to understand who your audience is. So I tell them how to identify your target audience, which is what I have done up there in the last few days. I then use that to create content that they can post. I could put a quote that talks about the importance of identifying your audience. I could put questions that they need to ask their audience. But in order to post on social media, you have to first of all identify the person you are posting for, which is what I will create. So the first post I will create, the first solution I will try and provide will be, how do I identify my audience? My second solution is on the top. We're going clockwise. So 12 o'clock, I would then say, what do they need or desire? So you've identified your audience. All these audience are families, for example. So when she says, oh, how do I identify the people that I am posting for? The people she's posting for are families in a specific location, families in Nigeria. Me, you, and the Superbox focus is on Nigeria families. So I will tell her how to identify them, to know who she wants to talk to. That's the first content I have created for her. The second content will be, what do they need or desire? They may not understand they need this thing, but they desire to have healthy families. So that's what I will create for them. I'm making them understand that the misuse of antibiotics makes them unhealthy, that it affects them in the long run, it affects their immune system. It may give them short-term benefits, but long-term, um, I don't know the words to use, the medical words to use, but long-term pain, I think already. We'll go into the medical details later. But also, you want to create it in a way that even the layman will understand. If your audience are the wealthy Nigerians, also, the way you will speak to them will be different from the common man. So that's why you need to identify your audience. The rich man, you can give him article this says this, WHO said this, go and confirm and make you an informed decision. You can speak to that person that way. The man at Oshodi, what are you going to tell him? If that's your target audience, speak their language, understand who they are. After they engage in this piece of content, what would they be able to do better and be better at? So you now say, okay, now that you know about antibiotics, what will you be able to do? You'll be able to make informed decisions about the medication. You will stop abusing medication. Those are the kind of things that that is what I will provide for her to make her create that content she needs. How to create shareable content. That's when I will talk about the importance of your design, making your content concise, and we'll talk about all that in more details. Now I'm going to use natural Nyota. I know we have a couple of minutes. Natural Nyota, how do you identify your audience? From the word natural Nyota, you can say, oh, it's a natural hair company, so our target audience are black women. But what kind of black women? Is she going for just the people that are natural or people that are confused about being natural? How does she identify her audience? So the content I create will help them do that. What do they desire? Everybody wants to have beautiful hair and beautiful skin. I don't know any lady that doesn't want to look good. They desire to look good, but we desire for them to love the skin that they are in, to understand that black is beautiful. So they desire that. So I will talk to her about understanding their desires and creating content to suit their desires, making them to laugh a bit, making them to understand that natural hair is serious business, but sometimes you just have to be relaxed about it. After they engage with the content, what does she want them to do? She wants them to understand their hair better. She wants them to, so all these little things will then determine the create content that I create. And this is where you come in. So I want you to think about problems that your audience face and write them down, and questions that they ask, write them down. Or a problem they face could probably be, I don't see antibiotics as bad. Okay, a problem is no clients, no sales. Fantastic. That's a good problem. That's a good problem that they face. They don't have clients, they don't have sales. That's a good problem that they face. So you under problems you will write no problem, no clients. Under problems you will write no sales. Then your job will be to now pick out 4 solutions to the no client problem. And if no clients or sales, 4 solutions to the sales problem. So for example, a question that somebody could be asking, the reason I say problem or question, because if you don't know the problem they have, you can think about the questions they could be asking. A question someone in about antibiotics, if you tell someone antibiotics is not good, why is it not good? Why is antibiotics not good for me? What is the alternative that I can use? How do I, what if I have taken antibiotics in the past? What is the way forward? So those are the questions that they will be having at the back of the mind. Oh, I'm in my 60s, but I've been taking antibiotics since I can remember. What's going to happen to me? Does that mean I'm going to die? So think about the questions they will be asking themselves, because you've brought out something for them to see that they did not see before. Falakemi talked about our audience being vision conscious people. I want to get the exact word. Growth conscious people. It could be someone that has not been growth conscious for a long time. So I haven't been someone that has been passionate about personal development, and now I'm in my 70s. Is it too late for me? That's a question the person is asking themselves. So then she thinks about that question and says, oh, somebody is asking this question. How can I create content that will help the person answer this question? So for this table, you're just writing the questions and the problems. On the next table, you're going to write the solutions to each question and solutions to each problem. And answers to each question, sorry, solutions to each question and answers to each problem. And that will lead to the content that you will create. All these little things lead to the content that you create, because you could say, oh, the solution to the problem is if you've been taking antibiotics and you are in your 60s, there's definitely a solution, or they need to face the truth. So you have to be aware of what they need. Okay, there's no solution, there's nothing we can do about it. However, moving forward, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. It can be managed. For example, for me, they will say, oh, you have chronic fatigue. Okay, that's a problem I have. And what was I searching for? How can I get energy? What am I going to do with chronic fatigue? Will I be running after children? Blah, 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 blah. Those are the questions I was asking. Then if somebody had created content, so someone created content about the spoon theory and managing your energy, oh, there is no cure for it, but you have to know the spoon theory. The spoon theory is something that says, okay, I know that I have 10 spoons a day. 10 spoons has to do with the energy I have to do anything. So if I use, it takes me 3 spoons to do this work that I have just done. I know I have 7 left. I'm not going to use my other 7 spoons. I will reserve my energy. So I will explain more details when I am on the podcast with this lady, Mosibil. But that's a question I was asking and I found answers to it. You have to think from the perspective of your audience. What are the simple terms they'll be searching for? I'm not making sales, no profit. I've been in this business for this thing. How do I profit from interior decoration? It's a question and a problem. What is the solution and what's the answer to the question? Think about solutions and answers. This page may not be enough, but you could get more pages to do that. Now, these are the tips I always share for creating content. The first thing is plan in advance. Do not wait for the last minute to start creating your content. Always plan in advance. The second thing is do not forget to promote or hype your product. I call it a plug. Plug in your products here and there. We've talked about the fact that your Instagram page should be like a magazine, not a catalog or an album. So yes, you should promote yourself, but you can sell without being too salesy. According to Folakemi, and I asked something about marketing the other day, she said, borrow courage from the people that are very salesy. If you have people that are selling, 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 oh, I have a ticket to an antibiotics thing, I have tickets, I have tickets, I have tickets, I have tickets all the time. Take some courage. If you have an event and you want people to sponsor it, yes, talk about the fact that this research is going to be complete if we get much more support. But then you show the work that you've done, you show your progress, you show this, you show other things, you add value to people. People will be willing to sponsor because they've seen other things that you're doing. You are not just guilt tripping them to bring out money from their pocket, but you're making them see the need, why other people need to be enlightened. Have a consistent brand tone, voice, and message. We'll discuss that next week. Answer questions your audience are asking and share industry related news. Now, industry related news could be interior decoration news. It could be this is the color for the season. This is the color for this season. These are the ways to take care of your plants in this season. It could be seasonal news. It could be statistics on coronavirus and antibiotics. I don't know if there's any statistics on that, but they are industry related news that are specific to your industry. Now, before we go to our content prompts, this is what I want you to do when you are creating content. Please keep these 3 C's at the back of your mind. Your content, tips for creating content your audience will respond to. It should be compelling, it should be concise, and it should be clear. Compelling, concise, clear. What do I mean by compelling? It should compel them to want to take an action. It should have a call to action. It should have something, a story that plugs them in. What do I mean by concise? Make it so some people are not ready to read. They're not like us that like book. They are tired of reading. So think about it. It should be concise, it should be readable, and it should be clear. My very first session, my nephew that is 9 year old went through it and he was like, oh, Auntie DK, I understood this. So Sumto, if you're watching, hello Sumto. And I was like, he understood it, so it was clear to him. So even if you know you have a PhD or you're having a TED talk that is talking to professors, think about the fact that your information should be clear. So it should be compelling, it should be concise, it should be clear. I wish this was my finding. I just put it in this place, but I forgot to credit the author. Now, this is the task for the week. I know we have only 6 minutes left. Okay, so this time around, I did not give you 9 prompts. I gave you much more than that. I gave you, I think, 12. Let's see, 15 prompts for you to create content. 15 prompts. So I want to see people posting this week. I will be tagging all of you like crazy if I don't see your post. So get ready to be tagged, get ready to contribute, get ready to post, get ready to practice what we are preaching, because that's what we do. We learn, we practice, we put it to action, we come back for office hours on Tuesdays on Zoom and ask questions. So between now and Tuesday, I want you to create content. So you could pick from this. I'm not saying you must do all the 15. I gave you 15 so you will have options. Plug a product or service, that means sell. Expert post, or the card book, that could be an article you've written on antibiotics. It could be the reason you are talking about antibiotics. Review could be somebody's review on your product or your service or your paper. Plug a product or service again. More than once, please. We are plugging more than once. Show us behind the scenes. Rosemary, I want to see a behind the scenes of you filming for your YouTube channel. Show us how you're doing your TikToks. Take us behind the scenes. Let's get excited about what you do before you start filming. Solve a problem somebody has. Share tips. Ask a question. Do a this or that post. Are you a coffee or a tea person? Can you eat eba in the morning or first thing in the morning, or will you eat eba last thing at night? Just do something fun. Don't be serious all the time. It's social media. I used to call myself the antisocial social media manager because that was going to be the name of my podcast, but I thought against it because I was like, I'm not antisocial, I'm introverted. But introverts have fun, so do extroverts. Play a this or that post on your page. Show us your favorites. Share a quote. Show us your workspace. Industry news. Do a conversation starter. Share your COVID 19 experience. I had a COVID 19 Zoom experience where I thought I was on mute and the church stuff was live and I was busy talking. So that wasn't such a good experience, but I lived through it. But show something. These are your content prompts. Every week I give you content prompts. Take this prompt and use it. But this week, however, I'm going to take a little few minutes from you. I went a little step further and I gave you examples of what you can post. I said share a customer review. You can repost your client's post. Share a product or service that is a work in progress. So Rosemary, you can share us packaging your products to go for shipping. Rosemary has a book. No, Rosemary has 3 books. What am I saying? Rosemary has 3 books now, and she has share butter. She has other things. She could show us as packaging our products as she's about to ship them, or they should show us our writing process or behind the scenes in the lab. You put a quote to encourage, motivate, and inspire your target audience. You know, there's a difference between motivational quotes, inspirational quotes, and encouragement quotes. That's another topic for another day. We'll get there. Share something that will solve a problem your audience has. We've already said that before. Behind the scenes, a picture of a product or details about your service. Let us know what you do. Someone told me that they thought I was into fashion once because I don't share about branding. Now I share a lot about branding. So now you can tell from my page what I do. Share your playlist. If you're someone that listens to music while you are working, fine. I'm someone, you've seen me play with my hair a lot today because my fan was on. I can share a picture of my fan blowing my hair. That's just showing something behind the scenes to show people how I get started. Screenshot of your Zoom call. Share your content creation process, which is something I'm going to share this week. I'll take people behind my content creation process. Then ask a question. These are the type of questions you can ask. What are you looking forward to this week? Ask your audience. Would you rather have a hard copy book or an ebook? Ask your audience. Given the opportunity, will you rather work from home or from the office, and why? Because now most of us have worked from home for a while. So what will you rather do? Work from home or work from the office? What's your favorite thing to do on your day off? And ask them to tag a friend. See, the truth is this: the only way to win at content marketing is for the reader to say, this was written specially for me. And I hope that's what you're saying today after this session that we've just had, that this course was created, or this session was created specifically for me. And that is my heart desire. Thank you so much. We kept to time. Okay, let's go to a few minutes of questions and answers if you have questions or comments. But yes, this is the end of today's session. All right. Any questions, comments, contributions? Everything is welcome. Everyone is quiet. Okay, to get the slides, I think my website is undergoing a reconstruction. However, we are I'm just confirming if it's still in my bio. Do I meant to make the PDF available for download? BC and for that Kemi, I did not succeed in doing that. However, for a limited time only, and that limited time is 48 hours. For the next 48 hours, you have access to the Canvas slides. It's a limited time only. You just have to click the link in my bio or click this link, which I will put now in the comments. Thank you, Miebi. I'll put in the comments now. Click this link to if I say click the link in my bio, I mean the link in my Instagram bio. But I'm going to put a comment now with the link for the slides and the workbook, because the slides and workbook are two in one. So click this link and you'll be able to gain access to the slides. But like I said, it's for a limited time only, because we are working on getting the PDF version available for everyone. So please click the link in the that I just added to the screen. It's the subscribe page, and subscribe to the mailing list. What I will do is I will forward you an email with the PDF version when the PDF version is ready. However, you have 48 hours to download this. Oh, all right. They said this was specifically created for me. I am excited. Now, this is the feedback I love to hear. This was specifically created for me. I got that. That's the feedback I want to hear. Thank you so much for that already. I am glad that it was helpful for everybody. Thank you so much. So I'm going to stay just 3 more minutes and then we will go. So next week, we're going to talk about your brand specifically. And I am creating a DIY branding Facebook group for September, where we can have conversations and learn more, so we can put to practice what we are learning. I want a situation where everybody's brand is transformed by the time we get to October. I want our October to December post to be spot on and be amazing. So we are ending the year strong. That's my heart desire for everybody that is coming on this training. Let's transform our brands. We can do it, because the truth is, the information is in you already. You just need to have that push to bring it out of you. So please, everybody has to do me a favor and take a screenshot. I just took my own screenshot in case people are not taking screenshots. Take a screenshot, share on Instagram, invite someone, tag someone, download the slides. You have only 48 hours. I wanted to make it 24 hours. Should I be giving people 24 or 48 hours? Fastest fingers, because Nate is working on it already. He's working on it already. We had a little issue, but he's working on it already. So fastest fingers and we will get things done. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to be I'm going to be on the Most Sibyl podcast at 5 p.m. We will have an amazing conversation and hopefully we'll be able to get certain things done. Till then, see you next week Saturday. The time is usually 4 p.m. So let's be here on time, 4 p.m., and spend an hour and tops 5 minutes together creating magical content. And the hashtag is still Smart Content Creation Tips, SCCTips. please use the hashtag so I can see how you're doing. All right then. Cheers. Don't forget to put your story in your Instagram stories, your screenshot, and tag me so I can repost it. If you don't tag me, I can't repost it or I won't see it. Thank you very much and bye.